big shout out to Views Hits, AK Hall 98, and Brad K6 Crew for the most recent follows up to 450. In about 5 minutes, we're going to catch the latest episode of Gears Freaks, so stick around. All right, and without further ado, the latest edition of Gears Freaks.
I swear I'm gonna turn her ass.
Radio, sweetheart.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Dolly's Music City 200 here at Nashville. This is race 1 of 9 of our playoffs. Thank you, everyone, for attending.
And we are green flag racing for the Gears Cup Series in Dolly's Music City 200.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, that's a code brown.
Well, did you even there, Connor?
That's what she said. I just went straight right there.
Yeah, Mike, all three of us did the same shit.
What did they do to 3 and 4? What a save, Austin. Holy shit.
Going into the quarter deep. But the 45 will prevail. Van Drugman, your winner of tonight's race for the Dolly's Music City 200. And that was your winner, Van Drugman, taking home the checkered flag last week in the first playoff race of 2024. And let's get this party started. Welcome to the Napa O'Reilly Advanced Auto Zone 35 at Daytona International Speedway in the road course version. We are here tonight in the round of 16, race 2 of 3, playoff race 2 of 9. I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horse Boat, welcoming you in on this summer evening in September, Friday the 13th. Well, good luck, strikey, our contestants tonight. Or are they going to get the victory flag? Are they going to win? Fastest so far in practice, from what I could see, is Van Drugman. He's got a good lap out there, a heater, they would call it. And let's get into the magic. Let's make it happen, shall we? Looking in to the points. Oh, my goodness. What is going on with my points here? Give me a second here, and I'm going to fix it. Not sure why this is the way it is, but we're going to go with it. All right. So, again, Van Drugman, your leader here so far. He's 122 points to the good on the cutoff. Perrin Huggins in second, Jonathan Evans third, Mike DeWalt in fourth, Connor Rowe slipping a spot this week, moving back into fifth. But Justin Shoup and Travis Stoney with good finishes last week has elevated themselves above the cut line, whereas Brad Gutierrez sits on that fence with Josh Cole, another Independence, or Freedom United, I should say, driver just outside that cut line, with Kyle Munson and Keaton Salyers making some big gains last week at Nashville. But again, Van Drugman still is your leader. 7 wins on the year, 4 in a row, continues to dominate. And you're right, Factor Mike. Van is the man. Again, here we go. Playoff race 2 of 9, the second one in our first round of 16. Again, the field cuts off with 8. So if you're on the other 8, a part of that latter half of the Sweet 16, you're going home. After next week's race at Talladega Superspeedway for the Yellowwood 250, 94 laps on September 20th. Again, that is our first round cutoff. You have to be above that mark. Again, a lot of stuff to reveal coming into round 2 of the playoffs. I won't get into that tonight, but as we creep closer next week, I'll be more privileged to say something. But yeah, that's your schedule here looking like it is. 2 weeks from tonight, you're going to have Richmond with the Earnhardt Tribute 200, and then Auto Club Speedway on October 4th for the Kevin Harvick Tribute 200. But I digress as we give you the meandyourmom.com blimp cam, sponsored by none other than Dale and Dawson Stationary Supplies. Pick it up on Steam. It's $7, $7 USDs. Go and get it and mess around with me, the 66 of Ryan Robertson, Matt Albert, and all the gang here at Gears doing some Dale and Dawson. If you see Horseboat, that means you are in the right spot. Qualifying now, sponsored by Dale and Dawson as well, as we are getting right into the thick of it. We're going to get a playoff driver, and I think it's going to be well, he's not a playoff driver, but let's ride along. Oh, geez Louise. There we go. Jake Hall. We're going to go with Jake Hall in the 98. Again, he is a playoff driver. Just sitting outside that cut line. Going tonight, he is in 15th. When I say just outside, I mean just a little bit outside. But again, a good chance for him tonight to make something happen in that 98 Chevrolet Camaro. The beauty of Daytona is that you have an oval and a road course combined. You got variances of the road course. Kind of some talk in the shop here this week of kind of where guys wanted to run, but it's like we've already decided. It's already there. We're going to do it. Jake Hall getting his warm-up lap in. As we speak again, I will pop up the ticker as soon as we have scoring available. Again, this first run is sponsored by Dylan Dawson Stationary Supplies. I will mention 35 laps is what we have in store for you. And I believe there's 3 tire sets, no stage breaks or anything like that. So this race should go fairly quickly. And here we go with Jake Hall getting lap number 1. Oh, and he looks like he just spun out. He's going to have to do it again. Jonathan Militia going to give us a little bit of what he's got in lap number 1. Give you a little bit more information than you need. But guess what? You might need it. Militia, I kind of wonder how much practice he's put in this week. But we're going to follow him along. Just hang out. Keep it real. In that come and go 69 Camaro. How appropriate. We're going to set the vibe a little bit as we drive around this track. Especially with the NASCAR layout here. With the little chicane at the end. Might make it a little interesting if it's close. Hits it nicely. Nathan Fuller with a 1:55.62 for a first lap for him. Connor Rowe following up in second. Here, I'll show you the tree so you can see. Things will work right. Just had an update. Looks like everything's going right now. Jacob Malone, your new leader with a 1:53.83. Militia with his first lap. What'll it be? It's going to be a 1:57.18. Good enough for fourth place. Let's see what his second lap is all about. Got a lot of cool cameras on this one here, boys and girls. Oh, got some trailers. I say that and I send you to the wolves. And Jacob Malone currently your pole sitter. It'll be interesting. Looks like we have about 20 to 25 drivers here tonight. Not a lot of people, and Van Drugman just took over the leaderboard with a 1:53.09. The 45 making his presence felt. Yet again, he's dominated this year. He's a young man with a bright future, all the talent in the world. I'm happy he's here. Presents a challenge for all of these drivers that are good, that could be better, and they get better by competing against guys like Van Drugman, a young prodigy. And again, 7-time winner here this season. What his second lap for Jonathan Militia looked like. He crosses the finish line. Gonna be a 1:56.43. Good enough for 6 so far. Jake Hall comes in with a 1:56.16 to take that 5th spot away. Travis Stroney looking like he is on the second lap, I want to say. Currently in 7th with a 1:57.20. T-Stro Racing. Beautiful paint scheme for the 21 car. Let's see if I can get anybody in here while we are hanging out. Keeping it real. Get Mike DeWalt in here. See if we can get a copy with him. Mike DeWalt, you got a copy? You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
welcome to the program. Just wanted to say hello to you. How is the track? How's the conditions looking out there tonight?
For me personally, it's pure ice. I don't know if that's what everyone else is feeling. Clearly, Van's not, but I really struggled in qualifying there. Was lucky to even sit a lap without getting off track or whatever. So it is what it is. Just gonna try to stay consistent tonight, stay on the track, and try to get as many points as possible.
Yeah, I mean, you're one of those guys that are right in the thick of things in 4th place. A good finish here would kind of seal the deal going into Talladega. How confident do you feel like you can get past the first round?
Well, I feel pretty confident if I can get out of here with like a top 10, top 15. There's not a whole lot of people here, obviously. Didn't expect there to be. So definitely opportunity to get some points no matter how bad you do. So, yeah, I feel pretty confident. Always been this season. I've been really good at the plate tracks, especially almost won both Daytonas, actually. At Talladega, I think I did pretty good as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel good about the plate tracks, but as you know, you can't really plan for stuff there.
No, you can't. You got to expect the unexpected to happen there, and getting through that is the most difficult part. Well, Mike, I appreciate you taking a moment out of your day when you're getting ready for this big race, and good luck to you, man.
Thanks, man. Have a good time up there.
Thank you. And that was the number 9 of Mike DeWalt, giving a little bit of his time. Let's talk to somebody else. If I can find him. Not many guys to talk to. Freedom United. Travis Stroney, do I got a copy?
Oh, Tommy boy, how are you?
What is up? What is up? You are live here on Casa de la Horseboat, hanging out as we're getting ready for the Napa O'Reilly Advanced Auto Zone 35. Qualifying 7th tonight. How you feeling?
Okay. Just gonna try and keep the car in one piece and keep the tires underneath it. That's all I can do. Hoping for a top 10 tonight.
Truly, again, you're looking like you're sitting in 7th. They're right near that cut line. You got to finish a little bit better than your cohort, Josh Cole, and maybe outrun Justin Shoup tonight to maybe leapfrog him in the points.
One can only hope. I'm hoping all of us can make the top 8, but
I gotta ask you, are you guys teammates as far as when you're getting down to the final laps of this race? Where are you? You're still going to compete for position, being that tight in points? I'm talking side by side.
Side by side, I would make that move. I wouldn't ask the guys to do that, but as the leader or captain or owner or whatever you want to call it, I want all of my guys in there with as many as we can. Well, now it's really out. It's really just Cole and Shoup. But yeah, I would love to see us all in the top 8 by the end of next week.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, man, tonight, and keep that car clean.
I appreciate it, Tom. I hope you put on a show.
Thank you, sir. And that was the 21 of Travis Stroney in the T-Stro machine, getting ready to go for tonight's race for the Napa O'Reilly Advanced AutoZone 35. I thought I'd have a tougher time with that name. I guess I do not. It must feel all natural, baby. Getting ready to go here in a couple minutes as we're warming up for the big one coming up next. All right, let's set the stage tonight for the Napa O'Reilly Advanced Auto Zone 35. Again, 35 laps here at Daytona International Speedway, the road course. You have 3 tire sets, max fuel capacity of 70%, and automatic yellows courtesy of iRacing. Again, we do run fixed setups here, and the race time is in the late afternoon. Now the initial start is going to be on the green lights. The in-sim restart zone is unavailable for this track, so all following restarts will also take place on the green lights. Hopefully we don't need it. We might need it, but I think we're going to be okay. Let's start our grid walk since it looks like everybody's there. Give you a little diciness, or a little piece, I should say, of who is where. I like to walk the grid. I love it. Again, a lot to unpack here tonight after this race. But here we go. In row number 1 and on the pole, yet again, is the 45 of Van Drugman, 7-time winner here in 2024. Outside of him is the number 32, Jacob Malone, Tampa, Florida native. In row 2, you got the 24 of Nathan Fuller. Outside of him, fellow Rocket Racing teammate, the 5 of Connor Rowe. In row 3, we have the 98 of Jake Hall and the 69 of Jonathan Militia. In row 4, we have the 21 of Travis Stroney and the 22 of Josh Cole. Row 5, we have the 29 of Stephen Gurley Jr. and the 6 of Blake Schneider. The 999 of Justin Shoup starts the inside of row 6, with the outside being the 42 of Jeremy Beal, who has not yet to show. Hopefully I can show him here in the second. And the inside of row 7 is going to be the 19 of Keaton Salyers and the Sprocket Series champion, Brandon Meyer. Let's go back up to outside of row 6. It's going to be the 42 of Jeremy Beal, Keaton Salyers, Brandon Meyer. And let's see. In row 8 on the outside, we're going to have Jonathan Evans. On the inside is going to be the 9 of Mike DeWalt. Row 9 is going to be the 84 Brad Gutierrez and the 40 of Kyle Munson. And looks like, there we go, 15th is going to be Mike DeWalt. Again, Kyle Munson is in 18th. In row 10, we have the 20 of Colby Hogan and the 48 of Matt Albert. And starting in the caboose, the 66 of Ryan Robertson. Again, I'll show that grid one more time before we go green. Again, only 35 laps. Fuel tank is about 14 or 15 laps. Come and go, indeed. I hope Militia wins. I want him in it. Brandon Meyer has had a good run. Again, he is a Sprocket Series champion, and he is outside the cut line in 12th currently in the points, but in the Sweet 16. He could potentially be the Cup Series champion too. What a crazy sweep that would be, and one that I don't think would be repeated for a long time. But again, that's an outside shot looking in, and highly unlikely, but it definitely is not impossible. Again, we're getting ready to go green flag racing, 35 laps, 3 tire sets. Ryman 66, Rar, have a good race. I saved y'all by backing out. Well, if you backed out, join the broadcast booth. Just here, drinking Blue Moons by myself. Having a great evening. Hopefully you are too. Again, Monday night, hopefully you'll tune in and support your iRacing community for the Donut Box Cup Series and their first race at Daytona. I'm excited to broadcast it and bring you all the action live here on Casa de la Horseboat on Monday night. But here we go. The pace car is off.
Green, green, green.
And we are green flag racing for the Napa O'Reilly's Advanced AutoZone 35. Turn 1 looks pretty good so far. Nobody getting booted out, but again, as Mike alluded to, oh, now we got action. The 5 and the 21. 21 in the middle of the track. Looks like everybody's going to clear him just fine. Blake Schneider out there in the grass. Can't get it together. Matt Albert around behind him. Holy cow. I do not see a caution called. We are going to stick to green flag racing. Van Drugman out to a good-sized lead, and the battle for second begins between Nathan Fuller and Jacob Malone. Again, tire pressure's got to come up before you start pulling out. Gurley still without a number. This guy has to learn how to use trading paints, for the love of God. Love you, Gurley, but you need to learn. Looks like Fuller getting a little loose, conceding second and third back into fourth for the moment. Something might be going on with that 24 car. Drugman, again, a very talented road course driver. Already putting 2.5 seconds on Jacob Malone and another 4 on Jake Hall. Shoop battling with Jonathan Evans and Mike DeWalt, 6th, 7th, and 8th on your screen. And everybody getting separated out. That first lap with that accident really hurt a lot of people's chances. Fuller now all the way back to 17th. Oh, and it looks like Fuller couldn't do that turn apparently. He's going to have to concede some time in order to continue on. Again, Van Drugman, Jacob Malone, Jake Hall, Connor Rowe, Josh Cole, your top 5, with Jonathan Evans, Mike DeWalt, Justin Shoop, Brad Gutierrez, and Jeremy Real Fast Beal running out your top 10. Let's ride along with him as he battles for 9th against Brad Gutierrez. Stroney to the inside. Working on some night moves, as the old great Bob Seeger would say. A little damage to that car, but not enough to keep him from trying to make it all work. Biggest mover so far started in 16th, now up to 6th. Jonathan Evans trying to keep Mike DeWalt at bay. Started 15th, Mike DeWalt did. Now up to 7th and is cooking. Stick it right here for this battle. Again, this battle you're looking at is for 6th place. Good pace between these two. Whoa, Jonathan Evans. The boogeyman got him in the chicane there, in the S's or whatever you want to call them. Losing positions, and so does Gutierrez. Stroney and DeWalt going to town. Yeah, that was a, again, mistake, and they're going to continue to happen as the night goes on. But it'll be the question if this guy makes a mistake. Again, that 45 has been up front all year long. At least that's what it seems like to me. Get you your track map so you can see what's on the horizon. Let's see. It looks like we have Special guy in the booth. Are you racing right now, Ryan?
No,
No,
you
he is
summoned
not.
me.
Oh, I summoned you. Yeah, of course I did. Well, quote unquote, I summoned Ryan Robertson to the booth, and he appears. Welcome to the program. Daytona Road
Thanks for
Course
having
is a pain in the ass, huh?
Yeah. I know there's a lot of people racing for points, and I'm no longer racing for points since not making the playoffs, and I did not want to be in the way. I had
Hey,
no
man.
time to practice this week.
That's maturity at its finest, brother. I can't blame you for that. Again, Van Drugman, your leader, Jacob Malone, Jake Hall, Connor Rowe, and Josh Cole. A lot of drivers, playoff drivers right there in that top 5, as well as Justin Shoup, Travis Stroney, Brad Gutierrez, Mike DeWalt, and Matt Albert. Rounding out your top 10, Matt Albert started 20th, now has worked his way up into 10th. Once these tire pressures come up, it seems like everybody's doing okay, but again, this is a long night. I mean, for some of these guys, and it is a kind of a shorter race, give or take. It's only 35 laps.
Oh, it's like Evans that overshot the last corner.
And he did it again. That is 2 laps in a row.
He lost about 3 spots doing that.
Yeah, that sucks for the 26 team. Whoever his spotter, hopefully he can get some confidence back in that driver. Jeremy Beal now getting pursued by Stephen Gurley Jr., the man with no number.
Oh, Gurley's going to send it in.
Sent it! And
I don't know if Beal just conceded the spot.
I think so. I think he didn't want bad business to happen here. And it looks like he's got hot action behind him with Keaton Salyers, the 2022 Cup Series champion, all over that rear end of the 42.
Yeah, I think Jeremy knows it's a long race, and he's just going to let the race kind of fall as it may. Oh, Keaton gets loose in front of Jeremy, and he hits him.
There it is. Tag team back again. Bash Bros at its finest.
Oh! He got
Kyle
it by
Munson giving him the wood.
The 42 is a punching bag right now for everybody on the field.
Kyle Munson just laid the pipe. That was for 16.
Love it. There's no mercy no matter where you're at in the field here. There's a lot of good competition in this series, and yeah, there's good racing from first to all the way back to 20th and 25th every week.
Looking up near the front, teammates Josh Cole, Justin Shoup, Travis Stroney, all in the relative team. 5th, 6th, and 7th. Again, Travis needs to stay above Brad Gutierrez, and he's doing that so far.
Yeah, Brad's catching him. He's stalking him right now. I think Brad played it really smart starting in the back in this race after he had that unfortunate wreck last week, and pretty much just took away his whole points advantage that he had coming into the playoffs.
Oh, sure, yeah. Five laps in of 35. Glad this is a shorter race here tonight. Van Drugman has 3 seconds on Jacob Malone, two of the youngest drivers in the league. I give these guys credit. I call them prodigies, but they're really not. They're making old men compete with these guys, and they're blowing their doors off, man. Like there's no chance these guys can fucking catch them right now.
No, those two are the class of the field. I know everybody was surprised after practice on Wednesday how fast Van Drugman was, but Malone's making sure that Van's not getting away from him, so he's still keeping contact with him. But Van's definitely looks like the car to beat still.
I got to give a big shout out to Militia 43. Is he out of the race? He is out of the race. You need to come join us in the booth. Subscribe for 7 months at Tier 1. Resubscribe just now, and he's been subscribed for 13 months in a row. So big shout out to him and his ad-free viewing again. If you're here, ad-free viewing if you sub. You got Amazon Prime. That works, man. Hit the sub button. You get 1. Like Spider-Man, everybody gets 1. Again, Van Drugman, the leader. Jacob Malone in second, Connor Rowe third, Jake Hall in fourth, and Josh Cole in fifth. Again, you look at Van Drugman, playoff driver. Connor Rowe, playoff driver. Jake Hall, playoff driver.
So, sorry, Tom. We missed Jonathan Evans going into one of the corners. His night is over. He lost it.
Looks like Jonathan Evans receiving an L tonight. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, that's going to hurt him in the points big time.
Yeah, he's currently third in points. So with everybody who's here tonight, that's going to be a big drop.
Yeah, it just looked like he got too hot going in the corner. I'm not sure if he had the brake bias set right or if he was messing with it, but it just came around and into the wall he went.
Dude, I do stupid shit when I play with like the master cylinders or brake bias. Like, I would put myself in a wall so damn fast.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When I was in practice, I couldn't even come off pit road. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea. I needed more time.
Definitely not my cup of tea.
No, not with what everybody else is racing for, and they're obviously a lot better than I am.
Riding on board now currently with the Altel Chevrolet driver Connor Rowe. Again, Connor Rowe, if you're checking the score, he is currently fifth in points and has the number 5 on his car. Only one win between the 4 drivers in Rocket Racing, and 3 out of the 4 Rocket Racing drivers are in the playoffs. Brian, I know you probably know the answer, but who was the winner of those 4 gentlemen?
It was actually the 48 with a. And how many? I'll ask you a question. How many laps has he led this year?
Dude, you're killing me. I don't know.
He's led 1 lap,
and it was one. Yeah, 1
yeah,
lap.
and it was his win. It was his win at Monza.
Long live Monza in the Gears Racing League.
I know you're a big proprietor of that. You love that track.
Oh, dude, I don't know if they would have done it if I would have suggested. I'm taking all the credit and none of the blame.
It was great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that race. It was a lot of fun. It was interesting, especially with the almost the half pipe jump going into turn 1. It was interesting, and I enjoyed it.
Looking hot and heavy between Justin Shoup, Matt Albert, and Mike DeWalt. The 999, the 9, and the 48 getting busy. 2 Chevys and a Toyota, and Shoup collapses.
He folded like a cheap 10 under that pressure.
Oh, Mike DeWalt sliding in that turn. That looks sick. Lap 7.
Mike's methodically just picking people off here left and right, and he's playing it smart. I know he's points racing today definitely.
Oh yeah.
Going, especially with Dega next week.
You look at Matt Albert too. I mean, he started in 20th, now has worked his way up to 9th. They are teammates. They are also close buddies. These guys working together a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah, I think that they're on the same strategy. It's almost like they're treating, Daytona like we're actually on the plate track. They're, they just have a strategy and they're sticking to it, whether it may be to lay back and just let the race come to them. So I'd commend them for that, along with Brad. He started in the back. He's knocking on the door of the top 5 now.
The Advent Health 84 machine for RGR, one of the last standing in RGR, and still here tonight. I'm sure Talladega, we're going to have a full field, but for this race, I kind of expected it to be cut in half just because of the skill it takes to drive this course, period. But RGR in the house with Brad Gutierrez, and this is going to be a good segue into tonight's first Loose and Loud, courtesy of Ryan Robertson. Here we go. bringing you back in now. Hopefully y'all are still hanging out, enjoying the race. Again, Van Drugman, Jacob Malone, Connor Rowe, Jake Hall, Brad Gutierrez, your top 5. With Travis Stroney, Mike DeWalt, Justin Shoup, Nathan Fuller, and Stephen Gurley Jr. rounding out your top 10. Again, I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horseman, alongside me tonight's special guest, Ryan Robertson. Again, always a pleasure to have you along for the ride. It's too bad you're not out there competing, but again, after what we've discussed and how the track is, I wouldn't want to be out there either. So happy to have you along as we're watching a battle now here for 4th between Brad Gutierrez and Jake Hall. Jake Hall is a damn good super speedway driver, and he seems to be showing off his road racing skills here tonight.
Yeah. Jake needed a good race after Nashville last week. He didn't have the greatest race, so this is a good bounce back for him, being in the top 5 right now.
Yeah.
Also, I want to mention while we were gone, Josh Cole running 5th. He overshot a corner, and it looks like he is done for the night as well.
Damn, girlfriend, that sucks.
That's a huge hit for him in the points.
That is, but lucky for him, a couple other people have conceded before he had, so he may be in good company. Maybe still paddling there next week going into Talladega. A lot of people like their chances there. Now, if I was in the field, I think they'd feel a little less confident about that. Talking to the 2-time. Never forget. All right. But, you know, Talladega, I love it that it's the end of the first round. I think it's perfect. You know, for some of those guys who may have not have had a shot that are on the cut line, you got a race where anybody can win it. And you can tell that there's a lot of confidence going into next week already.
Yeah, especially the first round, Tom. You know, being we have 16 drivers now and we're cutting the field in half. I mean, that's a huge, you know, cut right there. You know, cutting the field in half. You know, so some guys need to have a good run there, and yeah, anyone can. So yeah, that'll be great. You know, just like this race too. You know, kind of being a wild card, but that's the ultimate wild card.
Right. Riding on board with Mike DeWalt here as he's trying to chase down Travis Stroney for 5th. Again, looks like the only person that has pitted inside the top 10 so far is Connor Rowe. It looks like he is currently on pit road right now, as is Blake Schneider. So pit stop starting to occur. Again, you're going to have to make, we would imagine, 2. I don't think you can stretch it out of 1. Again, we're about 12, 13 laps in. Oh, Matt Albert going for a ride. Holy shit. Let's back that ass up and see what happened just because I know Matt and I want to see what happened. No, he just got a little too hot. He said, hey, man, is this Forza Horizon? Come on, bruh. Back on track. He's going to not like that later, but he's put a lap down. Come on, brah. He's shredding the nard. Leave him alone.
Well, at least there's plenty of grass there for him to not get hurt too bad. Just losing the track time.
Still funny either way. Again, Van Drugman, a 13-second lead. This guy needs an iRacing sponsorship. Somebody sponsor this kid. If you know somebody who sponsors drivers, give this kid a sponsorship. Sign this guy up. If I had money coming out of my you-know-what, I would sponsor this kid.
Yeah. This league has a lot of talent, and he makes a lot of us, you know, speaking for myself, makes a lot of us look foolish every week. It's honestly insane to see how the talent he has.
I mean, let's ride along on the nose. Car nose. Van Drugman. Playoff driver. Can he make it 5 in a row?
If I was a betting man, I would assume yes.
Got the odds. The odds, you know, I think he hadn't shown what he's shown before. God. I don't know. They would be good. They would be great. Oh, gets a little loose. If you got a beer, a lager, Benjamin. Hopefully you're enjoying it again. We were riding along with Van Druckmann here tonight. Brian Robertson, I know, is a big fan of Zima. Got some in his, what do they call it, doomsday shelter? One of them prepper man, prepper. Just kidding, of course, as always. And almost done with our lap around with Van Druckmann. But again, you see how smooth he is. He only got a little loose in one turn. But again, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody.
Yep. I don't know if he does, though.
Well, he did. He made a little bit of a mistake. It didn't cost him. His best lap here tonight so far is a 1:53.29. Currently running his last lap with a 1:55.23. So tire fall off has been good to him. And it looks like he is going to hit pit lane as we speak. Jacob Malone, what does he do? In the Jordan 32 Toyota Camry. Voted one of the most robbed cars in sedans of 2024. Next to the Kia Soul. Jacob Malone now is in pit lane. Brad Gutierrez way back there. But again, we aren't going through the pit cycle.
That's such a narrow exit to pit road here.
Let's see if Brad comes in this time. Yes, he will. Just Jake Hall join him. We have a joiner. Just Travis Stroney join the party. Yes, he shall. Justin Shoup is back in 6th, and we don't care. Moving back up to Van Druckmann. Up near the front. Just kidding with Justin Shoup. Let's see if he pits. Yes, he will. Connor Rowe probably going to follow suit here unless he's a Maverick man. Yes,
Connor
he
does
is.
his own thing. Damn it.
No
we knew
shit.
he would do it.
I knew it, man. Like, I had a feeling, but I'm like, nah, he's going to do it.
Him driving that car, I knew he wouldn't do it just because.
He's got the Ryan Newman in him. Or a Casey Kane. All depending on how you feel. See Brad Gutierrez book it out of pit road and on to the track. That Advent Health 84 only dropping a spot. Connor Rowe, I think he pitted earlier, so I think he's good for a while. Oh, Jake Hall around in the Boom Graphics machine. Clemson on the hood, Clemson in the grass, kiss my ass. I'm not a fan of Clemson. I don't know if you can tell.
No, not at all. Sounded like you loved him.
Dude, best friends. Van Druckmann still your leader with a 22-second on Jacob the Magic Man Malone. And Connor, I don't know where to put my hands, Rowe. Again, next week, the Yellowwood 250 at Talladega. That is going to be...
Oh, Brad.
Brad! That is going to be bitchin'.
Oh, he saved that from being bad, or a lot worse than that was. That was a great save.
But Travis Stroney coming like Chris Hansen after a pedophile. Here he goes.
Is he gonna send it?
Have a seat right over there.
You're
Trying
bad.
to pass it for position. It's a road course race, man. They gotta make it fun. Gotta
Well,
do
right,
something.
yeah,
Gotta
yeah.
do
Well,
something, right?
well, right. You know,
That'll be
thinking
a
about
gas
it.
freaks.
May. With it being iRacing cautions now with the rule change a few weeks ago, yeah, these road course races will be caution free.
I love
So
it.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
As the driver in there, I love it too. Let's see what happens as we play a whole race
how
out.
was your feelings about the rule changes? I know we had 2 RC, and now we've gone back to 1 with iRacing cautions. Do you think that was for the better or for the worse?
I mean, I'm not going to be a smartass, but I mean, the proof's in the pudding. I mean, look at the races we've had the last few weeks. I think the changes have been nothing but phenomenal. But yeah, everything's shown. What we had, just a handful of cautions at Michigan. We had 1 last week. This one there'll be none, but I think it's been great. The races have turned around, and everybody else is, I think, on board with that as well.
Yeah, and I do believe a change was necessary. Again, coming from an insider point of view, kind of something we didn't want to do, but then did want to do, and it was kind of back and forth between us all. I think we knew like something had to give, right? We couldn't have been doing the same thing. I don't think it would have worked as nicely as it has right now, and it does, as Ryan alluded to, it has paid off. I think it's worked out very well. And, yeah, I'm on board with it. Looking for a battle here for 8th between Stephen Gurley Jr. and Matt Albert. Again, the man with no car number versus the man who has won 1 race and led 1 lap. Matt Albert having himself a good season, keeping himself in contention in the points race again as we enter tonight. He is currently in 14th, but again, a good finish tonight. A couple guys are already out. If he can battle through this, as I talk about him, if he can just manage to finish, I think tonight that's going to bode well for him in the future.
Looks like Gurley may let him go here.
Yeah, looks like he is kind enough to let him by.
Gurley and Matt, I swear, I've seen them up and down the standings all night long. They've been making mistakes, but they're rebounded from them, so that's good for them.
And another guy that I think has been up and down on the leaderboard is the 999 of Justin Shoop. Justin Shoop started in 11th, is currently in 10th, but it's been about as high as 5th or 6th.
Yep.
And hanging around. A good finish tonight would bode well for him and his team and keep him in contention again. Entering tonight's race, he is currently in 6th position, and a good solid finish tonight may lock him in. But again, Talladega is next week, and that is no guarantee that you make it through that. Again, 94 laps for the Yellowwood 250.
Talladega will be really interesting next week, especially for all the playoff drivers, to see like what their strategies really are. Going into that race, if they just need a few points, are they going to ride around? Obviously there's going to be drivers who need to win to give themselves the best chance. So that'll be interesting to watch all night long.
Yeah, that's going to be definitely a hot topic. Brandon Meyer almost going around, able to keep it together again. Monday night, myself, Brandon Meyer, Kendorian Davis having a day and a battle at Las Vegas for the finale for the Sprocket Series. Brandon Meyer ended up being the winner of the race, coming out on top as our champion for the first Sprocket Series ever, making history. Currently in contention tonight, outside looking in, though, on the cut line. Entering tonight's race, he is 12th out of the Sweet 16, but still in contention and still has a chance. 13th place right now. Doesn't hurt him at all to finish this race, finish in one piece, just to remain for Talladega.
And Brandon's a great plate racer, so I know he's one of the guys who's definitely confident going into Talladega. He definitely knows what he's doing when it comes to the plate tracks.
16 laps to go to the end of this one. Again, the Napa O'Reilly's Advanced AutoZone 35. We're going to go with another loose and loud. Grab a beverage, get ready for the conclusion of this race, as we have 16 laps to go for the Gears Cup Series playoff race number 2 of 9. are looking at the 32 of Jacob Malone as we are back and live for the conclusion of this race. And I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horseboat. Alongside me tonight, special guest Ryan Robertson had to get himself a snack, but he is back.
Ready to go.
Some color. Yeah, we are ready to rock again. Van Drugman, your leader, threatening to put Travis Stroni a lap down. Jacob Malone in second, Connor Rowe third, Brad Gutierrez fourth, and rounding out your top five is Mike DeWalt in that number 9 machine. Biggest mover of the night, started 17th, up to 4th is Brad Gutierrez, but I digress. Let us watch Van Drugman try to take down Travis Stroni. I gotta ask, like, what this kid uses. Like, what is his equipment as far as steering wheel pedals, things like that. I tried to ask him. I tried to pry some advice out of him last week, and he would not give me really anything. Keep strategy to the vest. I'm gonna pry again if I have to talk to him tonight. Be like, dude, even if you told us your secrets, I don't think that would matter.
No.
Again, 22 seconds on second place. Again, up next, Murder, She Wrote. I'm aging myself with that reference.
You're listening to the voice chat, sorry.
Is he getting wild in that voice chat?
Yeah, they're having a good time.
Well, that's good. At least spirits are high in a playoff race, which you would think you wouldn't be able to cut the tension with a knife. But again, it's a road course race. The cream kind of rises to the top. Connor Rowe is pitting for the final time. Brad Gutierrez to follow. Big props to Nathan Fuller working his way back up into the field, cutting the corner. Basically caught this dude red-handed. I don't know if that's cutting the corner or what, but he's headed down pit road. What would you call that? I don't know.
Let me see what. Yeah, that was cutting the corner pretty bad.
Like, I don't know what you do with that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, because there was. I wonder if it's going to give him a penalty or, because I know you got to slow down when you cut corners.
I got questions.
We need some answers.
No.
No.
no, we don't. We don't.
Okay, never mind.
Van Drugman. What can you say about this kid? What can you not say? He's talented.
Tom, looks like Brad's caught up to Connor Rowe for third.
Yeah, but Van's caught up to both of them.
Jesus. Somebody check those tires for doping, please.
Grip packs? I don't know. Just kidding about the speculation. It's more funny than anything else.
Absolutely.
The kid's just got talent. Pure, plain and simple.
Yeah, because, I mean, you think every road course race he's won this year, and it hasn't been close. And he's shown that he can dominate on ovals as well, so it's not just road courses.
As I like to say, he has the skills to pay the bills.
Skills that
I hope
kills.
his mom and dad are proud, because this kid can race. Get him in a stock car as soon as possible and let this kid go dominate in real life. I know he probably has some karting experience.
Sure, this will be interesting here to see what Brad and Connor do. I know Connor fought him last week really hard at Nashville. That was a interesting battle to watch.
Expect the same thing. Expect the same thing. I don't expect any less from Rowe.
No.
Rowe, to his credit and to be damned, the guy's a stubborn son-of-a-bitch.
He's a respectful racer, but he definitely doesn't give an inch, and that's fair.
He won't, and that's what I like about him.
We got to have drivers like that.
He just gives it up to 45.
I don't know if 45 let him have a choice. He's just like, I'm sending it in whether you give it to me or not.
I mean, I guess.
After last week, I kind of don't blame Van for doing that.
Yeah, he just went for it. He was definitely just smooth as butter. And with less than 10 laps to go, he is going to be, again, knock on wood for his benefit. He's going to win this race. Jacob Malone a good ways back, but he's already pitted. So Van Drugman has not. I don't know if his plan is to run it out. But he has a good-sized lead on the rest of the field. Jacob Malone and Connor Rowe and Brad Gutierrez. This is basically what we're watching right now. Or we can watch the battle for 6 between Nathan Fuller and Mike DeWalt, but that is a little one-sided at the moment, which Fuller has a 1-second advantage over Mike DeWalt. Then 18 seconds back of Mike DeWalt, you have the man with no number, Stephen Gurley Jr. Van Drugman, Jacob Malone, Connor Rowe, Brad Gutierrez, Travis Stroney, your top 5 currently with Nathan Fuller, Mike DeWalt, Stephen Gurley Jr., Matt Albert, and Justin Shoup. Rounding out your top 10, but Justin Shoup currently under fire from Jake Hall.
Oh.
What do you
Drugman got loose off the last corner. he's wheeling it. He's still wheeling it.
Well, I'm sure he's fighting the car. There's no doubt about it. I think he's fighting the car, but he has, maybe he puts in the time, maybe he just knows something we don't, or the general racing folk do not know. I don't know, man. He puts the car in the right spot. And being out front, leading the race, I would expect no less from 45.
Yeah. It's a little of everything. I think he definitely knows something we don't, to his credit. He's figured it out, and he also definitely knows how to wheel a race car.
Like I said, he's a young man, but he's got to be put in a stock car. This is his calling. This is what he does. Sometimes your gift chooses you. You don't have a choice. Riding along now with Brad Gutierrez. Solid run here tonight. Started 17th, currently up to 4th place. Is already pitted. Going to be able to run the rest of this race out. Battling number 5, Connor Rowe for 3rd. We've got some action here.
Munson and Heaton on the front stretch a little bit ago. There was almost a big wreck.
And why not?
Drivers are having a hard time with visibility, at least from what I'm hearing on the radio.
That's awesome.
Let's add another layer to this.
I love that. People are going to give me shit for it, but I think it's awesome when you go and we're going to ride inside the car, which I did with Jake Hall before, but we're going to do with Brad Gutierrez right now. Just how dark it gets. As you can see, when you're on the front stretch, you've got those lights, you've got all that benefit of that. But once you start getting into the road course, especially at night, if you don't have headlights, it definitely makes things a little bit more of a challenge. As you see, kind of like going into the dark side of the moon. As the cockpit really gets dark.
Here comes Van Drugman down for his pit stop. Sorry.
Van Drugman down to pit lane while I'm doing my Bill Nye experiment. Again, how dark that car gets, I understand how tough it may be to see some of your entry points going into some of these turns. No doubt visibility is an issue, but nothing that these drivers can't work through. Again, as Ryan mentioned, he looks like, I believe, only took gas, and he's back out on the track.
Yeah, that was quick. Had to be gas only. He probably didn't want to deal with new tires, because it does take a couple laps for these tires to, work their way in.
Yeah, I'm sure. With a cooler racetrack, low temp tires, when you're putting them in, you got to get them up to pressure. The heat takes a minute to get to that nice little optimum position.
Gotta get the heat in that rubber, Tom.
That's right. Hopefully you've got some good sidewalls. As Van Drugman, Jacob Malone, Connor Rowe, Brad Gutierrez, and Travis Stroney, your top 5, with Nathan Fuller, Mike DeWalt, Matt Albert, Stephen Gurley Jr., and Justin Shoup rounding out your top 10. Again, giving 45 credit when credit is due. Just winning races, collecting checks, and obviously just dominating us as far as the league. Does he win the rest of them? I say odds are good. I'm just going with it. How many races does Van Drugman win in the playoffs? I say 6. Let's go.
If he goes and wins Talladega, I don't know what else to say. I don't think there's anything else to say, really. If he goes out and wins the Talladega.
The one thing I know about Van Drugman, he can race super speedways, right? Like I think a lot of people can. You have to have a specialty as far as being able to finish. Anybody can race on a super speedway track. My 10-year-old can race on a super speedway track. But he does not like to run at super speedways. So that's going to be a challenge for him to get over his hatred of running at those tracks to try to get that win. Again, in Talladega, anybody can win. The Yellowwood 250, anybody's going to win. I'll tell you right now, I could not tell you who the winner is going to be. I don't even have a favorite going in the race. If I was a betting man, I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even begin. Maybe Jonathan Militia, just because I know how good he is on super speedways.
Right.
But you could throw a lot of people's names up there, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I could make a case for that."
Right, and you know, I know, including myself, you know, there's, you know, people say, you know, there doesn't require talent to win there. Oh, Travis overshoots the corner.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, and he gets lapped. He just loses one spot, but DeWalt's right on his tail now. Anyway, what I was getting back to saying, you know, there's a lot of people who say that, you know, super speedways don't take, you know, talent or whatever. I don't. What's that? Oh. Oh, it's not. Sorry.
There you go. No, you're good. I was just trying to whisper that to you.
No, yeah. I was way behind because I was looking at something else that happened. But, you know, they're saying that, you know, plate races don't require skill. I don't think that that's necessarily true. You know, there's a lot of guys who you can tell know what they're doing with the draft and with the bumps and stuff, and including yourself. You know, you're not two-time for nothing.
Hey, man, I love driving super speedways. I'm okay at shorter tracks and things like that. Road courses, I think there's only a couple tracks that I'm actually decent at. I'm not nearly competing for the win, like a back marker. That's just staying on the track, more or less. But again, super speedways are, again, for me, a specialty.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, that's something where I know where I can put myself in position to win. And I think a lot of these drivers who are knowledgeable about racing understand how super speedway racing works. It's just some can do it and some cannot do it. It's just all a part of execution.
Right. Yeah, and getting, you know, with the right teammates and working well together. I mean, there's a lot of variables when it comes to it.
Yeah, you got to have a good pairing.
Yeah, and you got to survive the wrecks. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen. It's just it's a wild race every time we're out there. And this league has notoriously put on really, really good super speedway races.
As if I need to say anything, Van Drugman is your leader currently. Jacob Malone, Connor Rowe, Brad Gutierrez, and Nathan Fuller rounding out your top 5 currently. Mike DeWalt, Travis Stroney, Matt Albert, Justin Shoup, and Stephen Gurley Jr. rounding out your top 10. Good run here for the man with no number in 10th place at this road course.
Really good running for him. It's good to see Stephen have a good night.
Again, we will give him shit because he doesn't have a number, but we will respect his craft and his ability to fight through tonight and have a solid top 10. Again, he's got about 9.5 seconds on Keaton Salyers, who is battling with Brandon Meyer for 11th. Looks like Nathan Fuller in the grass there. Let's back that up just for a second.
Right in front of the leader.
Getting loose right in front of 45. Able to save himself. But Van Drugman on old tires, but has a 54-second lead on second. With 4 laps to go, I don't think that's going to be an issue. Again, stay tuned after this race. We're going to do a Gears Cup Series post-race show brought to you by Dale and Dawson Stationary Supplies. Again, if you want to be an asshole at work, just download Dale and Dawson Stationary Supplies. You put people's stuff in Jell-O and smoke cigarettes in your office. Again, that's Dale and Dawson Stationary Supplies. $7 on Steam. Gonna grab another beer. Hopefully you do too. Again, as we ride along with Van Drugman.
I don't know, it looks like Malone was off track.
Who is?
Jacob Malone. Off track.
Jacob Malone off track. Let's back that ass up and see what we can find.
Oh. Way hot into the S's.
Yeah, he did go. He did get hot and heavy. Trying to back
As
that
if-
ass up as fast as I can. Look at that.
Yeah. Woo.
And there goes his car. Sweet.
As if
Oh
Van
my
Drugman needed more of a lead.
Right. Well,
Come
looks
on,
like
Jacob.
He's on track and doing just fine. Come on, man. And almost, wow, he really puts his car into those corners.
I'm not sure if this battle for third is over yet between Connor and Brad.
No.
Brad's trying to catch him.
Yeah,
But
we're gonna
time's
keep it
running
here
out.
just for a moment. Again, Connor Rowe has that third place down for the moment. Brad Gutierrez doing everything in his power to try to get that top three, trying to get on the podium, quote unquote. Third place would do him well. Again, started 17th, is up to 4th again. I think he would be okay with the top 5, but a third place right there, right in front of him. You can't want it bad enough like the 84 does. 84 on the season. 2 wins on the year. And 14 top 10s with 46 laps led in 21 starts on the season.
Brad's had one hell of a season. He's always, the regular season champion. And it's not something new to see him and Connor near each other on the track. I swear they've been battling all year, every race.
It has been a constant battle all year long and a respectful one. It was a little hot in the beginning, but I think they have found respect for each other as the year has gone on. Again, for Van Drugman, we have 2 laps to go until he is victorious. Once again, he has a minute. Looks like a minute and 3 seconds on Jacob Malone, so he is coasting to victory, enjoying his Friday night, knowing when he goes to bed tonight he's pretty much a lock for the first round of the playoffs. He doesn't really, in my book, especially with all the laps led and all what he's done tonight, he doesn't even have to show up if he wants to next week, but I think he will just for pride's sake. And the current streak he is on. He has gotten on a hot streak at the right time. And
I hope he does.
Yeah, I hope so too. He has proven to the rest of the league is here I am the greatest. I am breaking records every single week here. What do you got? And these Gears drivers have to adjust.
Tom, I'd say the good news for everybody else is this is the last road course of the season.
You make a good point there. You make a good point.
He's just so good at them, man. He knows how to get around this, these tracks and manipulate the car. We've said it, a million times tonight, but I don't think we could say it enough. Here comes Brad on Connor. They're right nose to tail here.
Drugman is right here with the final lap. Could he put him a lap down one more time? He might take it easy and kind of just watch the show here. Like I mentioned, it would take a miracle for Jacob Malone to finish on top here tonight. Hail Mary pass in the end zone type stuff. But guess who's throwing you the football? Mark Sanchez. So you highly doubt anything is going to come from that. We're sitting on board watching Van Drugman watch the battle for third.
Yeah, I don't think he's trying to put any pressure on Brad at all.
No,
Brad came
it's
over.
like a cat playing with its prey. Like I think he could jump on him anytime he wanted.
Yes, absolutely. He would have been there by now. Brad sends it in a little deep.
Oh my goodness! I think if you're Van, you're into
Bunny hop.
enjoying the show.
I think that's all Connor needed to see, and just needs to maintain his final lap.
That's right. We'll follow it around here. But your winner, coming across the final turns, he has been dominant all through the end of the year, all season long. Your winner of the Napa O'Reilly Advanced AutoZone 35 is going to be Van Drugman.
Brad's closing back up on Connor.
Yep, we will
This battle's
get
not
to that
over.
in just a second as your winner's getting the winner's due. I would be psyched if I am him. But again, the battle for third is on the final lap here. We're going to stick with that as everybody finishes up. But here's the battle for third between Connor Rowe and Brad Gutierrez. This shit is not over. Jacob Malone is going to finish in second. Connor Rowe looking like he is going to take home third. Brad Gutierrez trying to catch his draft, and he's going to send it here.
See if Brad can set up a better exit on this time or this corner.
And
he gets
shit.
loose.
And that'll do it. Connor Rowe's going to finish in third. But a valiant effort by the 84 and the Team RGR. Very cool, very nice, but not enough.
He sent it. He tried. And I can't blame him for trying. So, you know, he needs every point he can get.
Absolutely. Connor Rowe finishing in third. Started in fourth and finished third. And Van Drugman, your winner of tonight's race of the Napa O'Reilly Advanced AutoZone 35. He's going to begin his celebration. We are going to take a short break and bring you back the post-race show. Only here on Casa de la Horse. You're muted, just. I am not muted, but now I am. Bringing you back in now live for the Gears Cup Series post-race show for the Napa O'Reilly Advance AutoZone 35. Again, I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horse Boat. Bringing you in to the booth. Bring our first contestant in, finishing in third tonight, the number 5 of Connor Rowe. Connor, you got a copy, sir?
10-4, son.
Thank you for joining the program here for the Gears Racing League post-race show for this wonderful race. Again, finishing in third, had a little heat from Brad Gutierrez towards the end there. How'd your race go in 30 seconds or less?
It went pretty well. I put in some time. I had a little extra time this week to put in here, so I knew I needed a good finish tonight to set myself up good for the playoffs, and this definitely helps. Brad was definitely charging there at the end, but I just kind of stayed cool, collected, ran my line, and kept him behind me.
Yeah, we were kind of surprised that you let Van Drugman go towards the end there. We were thinking you'd give him more of a fight. What was your thoughts behind that?
No, I mean, there it didn't really matter if I like, you talking like before he pitted?
Yes.
Yeah, no, he hadn't pitted yet, so I'd already pitted, so I figured I wouldn't slow myself down in that instance. On an oval, yes, it'd be different, but in this situation, it just didn't really make sense.
Oh, sure. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to tonight?
Rocket Racing, as always. Good finish for the whole team tonight. Top 10 for the whole team, which I don't think that's happened to any team yet this year. So
yeah, I was going to say first one of the year.
Yeah, so definitely a big night for the team.
Well, congratulations, Connor. Hopefully you have a good evening and have a beer.
Oh, I will.
Racing League.
Have a good one.
Yep, good race, buddy.
That was the number 5 of Connor Rowe. Let's bring in the 32 of Jacob Malone, finishing in second. Jacob, you killed it tonight. Only good enough for second place. If you can explain to us how your night went at 30 seconds or less.
It was a lot of just green flag run. Of course, there was no yellows. Of course, it's road course racing. Got spread out pretty quickly. Was alone the whole night. Every time I'd come in, I was like, might as well just try to go get the fastest lap, right? I would take fresh tires, track lost speed, and I would just spin out whenever we got fresh tires, which hurt me. So I was, fast, but I wasn't as consistent as Van, who just was able to just power move by everyone. He had consistency that no one else had.
Yeah, he seemed to have it all together for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was still learning the track, man. That was the first time I drove it. A lot of fun. But it was, you have to be perfect, and it's such a long lap. So if you make one mistake, that's your lap.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
I want to give a shout out to Mach 5 Racing. For letting me come on here late in the season, just have some fun, run some races. Happy to bring home a second place. But sadly it's not a win. Maybe next time it'll be a win. So that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, you got the Yellowwood 250 next week. Hopefully we see you there. Have a good evening, Jacob Malone.
You have a good one, too.
Thank you. And that was the 32 of Jacob Malone, finishing in second here tonight. And the man who continues to dominate all season long, continuing in the playoffs, Van Drugman. Van, big shout-out tonight. You basically just put on a show and let everybody know that you are the guy to beat. How are you feeling at 30 seconds or less?
30 seconds or less. Okay, putting me on some pressure here, but man, I'm just excited. We're going to Talladega now, so I think the win streak might be over. You might have some different odds next week, but I'm just looking forward to the rest of the year. I told Mike, like, hey, I might not be there for the first race of the second round, so you're gonna see me put up some good performances, and so far I have. So I got to see me some extra points that I might need, because you never know. I run good about everywhere, but you never know what might happen. So so you just gotta attack, always attack, and that's been my mentality since, especially a couple weeks ago at Canadian Tire. I was having a bit of a drought, so I was like, all right, I needed to win one again.
Well, you did it, and you've continued to dominate through the season here, late in to the regular season, now into the playoffs. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Well, shout out to Jacob. He was doing pretty good. He just made some mistakes, like on pit road and stuff, because you don't want to take tires. But I mean, he's going to win one sooner or later. Definitely sooner. So expect him to be up front at Talladega and then probably Richmond.
Excellent. Well, Van, thank you so much. Congratulations on an awesome winning streak, and best of luck to you going forward to the rest of the playoffs.
All right, thank you, man. I'll be here again. Trust me.
I'm sure you will. Van Drugman, 45. You have not heard the last of him. The Michael Jordan of the Gears Cup Series so far. Congratulations, Van.
All right, thank you, Tom.
And that's going to wrap it up here tonight. I am Tom Torrey alongside of Ryan Robertson. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful weekend ahead. Next week, we are headed to, again, Talladega Super Speedway for the Yellowwood 250. 94 laps of hot, sweet action only here on Casa de la Horse Boat. Again, tune in Monday night for the Donut Box Cup Series. We'll have more action here on Monday. Again, have a good weekend and stay safe out there.